increase your budget.
Right, hang on. I've just hit record, so let me just get
Ah.
that question in on the record because I've only just hit.
I think you
I
back
get it.
yourself, Des, when you know you've got a winning advert. So if you think and your intuition is telling you you've got a winning advert, then back yourself to the hilt.
Yeah, the trouble is I only seem to be getting a few, maybe 1 or 2 subscribers a day off any.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm running 3 ads, and that's all I'm getting still, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I thought the last ad was going to kill it because it's almost a copy of James and what's his name?
Matt.
Matt, yeah. It's sort of like a bit of both, but in my terms.
Yeah, I think everybody's had a crack at that. We've had a crack at that ad as well, and that's the one that's doing well for us at the moment on the Duo ad.
Yeah.
We haven't copied the ad.
Not copied it, we've remodeled.
Yeah, that's all I did. I mean, I took his script, I put it into my words and my character.
Yeah.
You know, but funny enough, Steve, I went on YouTube the other day and I didn't bother signing in because I wanted to see some ads. Your ad that got me in a year ago was the first thing that came up.
Was it?
Oh, retargeting.
Yeah, but the thing is, I can't find it on your YouTube channel.
It should be there.
That ad resonates with me, and I'm just wondering if it's sort of my character that I can push that one out. You know, my version of that one.
I'll look for it again, Des. It should be there. All the ads should be there. Maybe it's in the wrong. I did move some across into different groups, so I had like a webinars, adverts, blogs, something else. Maybe I've thrown it in a different pile.
Yeah, no, possible. It's
But
possible.
what happened the other day, weirdly enough, I used Steve's phone to go on something, and up popped our Duo ad from when we were in Cape Town. I didn't even know we were marketing that video. I was like, how's that come up here? Anyway, when I've gone back and looked through, actually the campaign, the retargeting campaign we've got set up, which is anyone who's viewed any ad from our YouTube channel, that was the video they were going to. Now, we never even marketed that video properly. So how the hell it's ended up on a remarketing? Well, they've obviously hit another ad and then it's gone through and come through on that as the remarketing thing, gone through on that video. And I was like, what the hell? It was an awful video. We'd had no sleep. We were knackered. It was as flat as hell. Our energy levels were so down. All you could hear was this water pouring over the side of the pool at the side of us because we had no microphone. And it was horrific. And it was still bringing leads in. So I've now changed the video to the Duo one that you've all seen. And it's performing so much better.
Yeah, we had leads the other day for 6 pence.
Yeah, off that campaign.
Oh, I had a lead, well, last night for 1p.
Well,
Brilliant. That's what you want.
That'd be nice. just want more than sort of 1 or 2 a day. So this is why I was wondering, do I need to increase the budget? Because I'm not getting sales. I need to get sales, you need to get leads.
Yeah. What's your budget?
Maybe tenner a day on each ad.
Yeah, at some point, you know, you just have to bite the bullet and go a little bit bigger, I think.
so
Yeah, just give it a try and hope. See which one's performing best and then bump that one up.
So you're spending £10 on 2 campaigns across 2?
3 campaigns.
3 campaigns, £10 on each?
Each
Okay.
campaign.
So 30 quid a day.
Yeah.
How many leads are you getting in for your 30 quid a day then?
1 or 2.
Oh, okay, something wrong then.
Yeah, definitely is something wrong. I mean,
yeah,
you know, it's just not reaching.
30 for that, Des.
I just dropped the CPA on one ad that was doing okay and looked like it was going to be promising. I just dropped it down to £5 CPA.
Yeah.
And it's only getting like 3 or 4 views.
It's your ad, Des. You need better ads, I think.
Yeah.
What you need is...
But it was getting a lot more views on £10 CPA.
I was just going to say, you don't need to bother with CPA dropping it. Because Google will always try and find you the cheapest leads come what may. So when you drop it from £10 to £5, you're strangleholding your campaign.
Right. So without the extra budget, it can't go anywhere.
But you don't, obviously, when you start bringing it down, you're narrowing it down, and it's still trying to find you your market, isn't it? Because you're still fairly relatively new.
Yeah.
So you're already strangleholding it now. So if you'd been on any of Dan's gold training calls or any of his weekly calls he does, he always says, set your CPA and leave it alone, because Google's intention is to find you the cheapest leads it can possibly can.
So see, the last time on one of his webinars, he said, set your CPA at 15 to start. He said, and then you know, as it starts, drop it down to 3.
You can do that later on. Once you've got all your data. So when we now do a brand new campaign, it will say to us, based on your data, it should be around the £3.50 mark is your CPA. Well, I always set them about a £5 anyway, just to give it that little bit more leeway.
Right.
And then you're not strangling it, because if you're right at the start and your new marketing hasn't got enough data for you, so it needs to be able to have that bit. So what it might do, it might not spend one day because it can't get them. Then another day, there might not be as many competitors and it will go and spend for you. So you don't want to try and pull it down too much. So my advice would be leave the CPA alone. Don't touch it until you start getting some really good leads coming through, and then run with it. And then when you do your next don't alter that campaign if it starts to work. When you do your next campaign, or do the same campaign, same video exactly, but do a brand new campaign, then maybe set your CPA down.
Right. So is it worth me now pushing that back up to a tenner a day?
When did you alter it?
About 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, you could try it, see what happens. Was it performing well? Better?
It was doing all right, which is why I dropped the CPA, because that's how I understood you needed to do it.
Yeah, throw it back up and see what happens.
Okay.
Sometimes you can mess about too much, Daz, because everyone's in a busy, noisy world.
I've noticed that, Steve.
Telling you what to do, and you end up following everybody. You end up not being yourself.
Yeah. At the moment you touch an ad, it just seems to destroy it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I hate messing with the campaigns, I must admit. If I get one and it starts to go, I'd rather duplicate it and go again with the same campaign in something else, maybe a different country or slightly different targeting to what I was doing originally. A lot of people, Mike Jakes does this, he'll copy the campaign completely and just put it up against his original ad. And, because he doesn't want to touch that first campaign.
Right.
So he goes up against himself, basically, and he's the first person, I believe, in SFM history to go up against himself.
And it works for him.
It works, yeah.
It works for him.
For him, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
but then he also runs things like he'll do 3 different sets of audience, won't he? He goes well against the grain with most people.
He does keywords, mainly keywords he does.
Yeah, but I know from one of his ads, he said he does audience, keywords and topics on the same ad, and he did really, really well on it. Yeah. And yet Dan will say that's an absolute no-no. You never have more than 2 separate...
It's his journey, isn't it? I mean, we're doing customer intent at the moment, and we're getting good traction off that. For us, they're a bit more serious people.
That's something I need to look at, customer intent, but that's probably one for the MM meetings.
Yeah. But in 6 months' time, we might just have another crack at Mike Jakes as well.
There was a good customer intent training on Sunday night in the mastermind community that in the Facebook group that everyone's able to get to.
Right.
With Rich Francis and Caroline Grubb and the team. They did a marvellous training on custom audiences.
Brilliant.
Recordings in the Facebook group if you want to go and look at it. Hayden is marvellous at doing training vids. Very, very easy to follow, step by step. Even shows you when he's cocked up and he'll go, oh God, oh. And then I followed one the other day about putting a name on a thank you page in Convertry, because you can only get that in a very high level of Convertry. You can't get it at the level where we've got our package at. And he's found a way of doing it, and he did a training video on it, and he went wrong in it, and he just kept filming. He went, oh, don't do that. Rewind. I'm not going to stop filming. Just don't do what I've just done. But he's great to follow as well. So if you want to go and find him, if you want to step up to that next level of marketing and do custom intent, because a custom intent audience, for anyone who doesn't know, is it's not just YouTube. So when we advertise on YouTube, we're putting our video in front of YouTube and we are using a topic that YouTube has found an audience for, or keywords, anything to do with that YouTube audience. A custom intent audience is what that customer is looking for actually on Google. Right. So instead of, like, if I wanted to find out about, I personally wouldn't go looking how to start an online business on YouTube. I would probably Google that.
Yeah, most people will.
Yeah. So if you Google, how do I start an online business, or best tips to start an online business on Google, what happens is that audience gets collected, and that's what's called a custom intent audience.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the Google audience rather than a YouTube audience. Now you have to also think about our age range and your market. Are your market necessarily on YouTube, or are they more on Google? So by having a custom intent audience as well, you can go for your age range, like we normally do with all the targeting and stuff. But again, if you're marketing people who are already looking at how do I start an online business, they're already warmed up to the idea of finding a solution to that question.
Yeah.
Rather
Absolutely.
than somebody who's just random watching Linkin Park music on YouTube, see a video and go, oh, he looks a nice chap, I'll go and see what that's about. You're targeting cold traffic, whereas a custom intent, they're semi-warm already.
Yeah.
You're already looking for something.
Although, having said that, when I was watching Linkin Park, my video came up.
I bet you watched it all the way through, Steve.
I did.
Yeah.
Very impressed with myself.
Anyway, I want to say Happy New Year to the ones who've joined us.
Hello.
While we were in depth conversation there with Des.
Happy New Year, guys.
Well, so is this your second time now, is it? So, unmute.
Who?
I don't know if I don't know if
Oh, Sophie.
with speakers. Happy New Year, everybody. Nice to see
Yeah.
you all. Hope you're surviving it all.
Yeah.
I think everybody just about survived, didn't we?
So far, so good, isn't it?
I don't know, everyone's already moaning about all the lockdowns already happening. And I was talking to Brian Parsley out in America yesterday, and he's been out quad biking with the family, staying over in the woods, camping,
Flying.
doing his night flying with his daughter, filming it all, throwing it on Instagram. I was like, oh, Brian, you're just driving me bonkers. We just haven't got that freedom now in the UK. And he's like, oh, just work on yourself. Just keep working on yourself. You'll be fine. Like, oh, great.
It's a bog standard Christmas tree here, so you sure mince pies, nothing too funny. What about the rest of you?
How's everyone else? Sophie's asking.
Oh, we're all here.
Yeah, I mean,
Still
we
here,
put all
Sophie.
the decorations up. They came down yesterday.
Yeah.
Wanting to work and get settled, isn't it?
The house looks huge when the deckies are down as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bear.
Tight.
Bare and boring, especially now lockdown's in. I should have left them up. It brightened the place up a bit.
You know what? Where Steve's mum lives, they've got like our local Facebook group, and they've all decided between them to keep their outside lights on, right, for January, February, well, till lockdown's officially over again. They're going to leave them up while we've got all the dark nights. I thought that's quite a nice idea.
Well done there. No.
Yeah, it's icy, isn't it? Some places. Quite bad. I know my partner's working on a roof and it's completely icy everywhere. So the lights are good for it. Right,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be careful.
You do.
Can you turn your sound up, Soph, at all on your
What I was saying,
computer?
now I've got my headphones that might be better sound.
Okay, yeah. It's a bit hard to hear you.
Yeah.
Is our audio all right, by the way?
Yeah,
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah, we haven't got a
That's
microphone. I don't think Fogash Lily needs a microphone, to be honest. He projects quite well.
Actually, mine's set up to do this shoot, which I'm going to do later on. So hopefully it sounds good.
Yeah.
Read your fives, Steve.
What's that, Ted?
Read your fives. It's an aviation term.
All right, okay, mate.
If you
I
can,
trust you. I trust you.
five's is good and clear. Three's
Yeah.
crap. Two's crapper. One's can't be bothered.
So
He's
nice to
fine.
see you, Chris, as well. Are you feeling better now?
Yeah, getting there. I've been in bed for 5 weeks, would you believe? It's been
Oh,
very, very
wow.
frustrating. That's how long it is since I've been on the webinar, but a few more weeks and I'll be back up to speed again, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's took it out of you, hasn't it?
Just a straightforward fall has done an awful lot of damage, unfortunately, and the district nurses have insisted on bed rest and keeping on one side or the other. So, yeah, I'll be back at it soon, but I just thought I'd try and log in this morning and say hello to everybody and Happy New Year and so on.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, hopefully back up to some sort of normality soon.
Yeah.
Nice to see all the faces on here.
Stops your momentum a bit, Chris, doesn't it, when that happens?
Just a bit, yeah. It's really frustrating. I mean, especially over Christmas and New Year as well. Just spending it in bed was horrible. It's
Oh, yeah.
the only good thing, I suppose, is with this lockdown, we wouldn't be doing much else.
Well, no. So that's, one thing to be grateful for, yeah. There's not much else going on, is there?
No. But no, to be. I mean, I haven't even been in my office for what 4 or 5 weeks, so it's very strange. But hopefully, shortly, I'll be back up to speed.
Yeah.
Good.
Brilliant. Nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you.
Who was that little one appeared, Neil?
That's my daughter, Iona.
Ah, right, okay.
So she's running riot. I'm still in Ukraine, by the way, as you might have guessed from the background.
I was just going to ask, are you still away? Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a lockdown here. I mean, there's some restrictions, wearing masks in shops and whatnot, but no, it doesn't seem so bad here at all. Which is good, but
I'm going to say you've escaped because Scotland went into major lockdown at midnight last night, didn't they?
yeah, no, I was lucky. We were lucky getting over here because they actually, when this new mutant variant of COVID came out, Amsterdam, shut all flights 2 days after we arrived here, and we went through Amsterdam to get to Ukraine. So quite lucky we escaped.
Might not have you back.
Well, that's it. Yeah. There's bound to be challenges coming back. We're going to have to go into quarantine, but we're going to be in lockdown anyway, and it's no big deal.
Yeah.
We're going to be in lockdown till all of January. I come back in the middle of January, so it's what it is.
Yeah.
And how are
Fun
you,
and games.
Martin? How are you doing? Are you back in lockdown in Spain or not too bad?
It's not been too bad. Again, it's just like masks and things. The curfews, we had various curfews, one at 10 o'clock, then they moved it up to 11 o'clock. And over Christmas, it was 1:30 in the morning. So
That's not
it really affects much, but that's the Spanish thing. People like to stay out late, over Christmas.
And COVID can tell the time.
Yeah,
Obviously.
only allowed 10 people in the house, but you had to wear masks, which was interesting. How they're going to police that one. Anyway.
Yeah.
But originally there was the one where you're allowed out of your village or your town unless you're going to work, but there was never any roadblocks or anything. Never ever saw a roadblock or anything, so I had no trouble at all.
Oh, well.
Yes, it's okay. What's going to happen now, because tomorrow is like the day of the Three Magic Kings, which is a typical Catholic time of year where they normally do the presents openings on that day. So after that, we don't know what they're going to do. We'll find out on Friday.
Oh, so you've got an announcement Friday.
Yeah,
oh, well, we're all going to
have
have
got
plenty of time on our hands then, aren't we, by the looks of things?
Looks that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how did you get on, Howard? Were you you had a good Christmas, New Year?
Yeah, it was all right. As well as could be expected.
What everyone said, yeah, it was all right.
We had to break the rules because my mum's on her own, and I wasn't going to leave my mum on her own. So
No.
There was myself and my sister's family. We all went round there as normal. But New Year was a bit different. It was a bit of a
it was a washout, wasn't it?
Anticlimax.
Yeah.
But we still had a couple of drinks. So that was all right.
we actually just, well, we didn't do much at all, did we? We had a Chinese takeaway New Year's Eve. My dad was nodding off, so we came away. I just thought, well, we're just leaving because he's just oblivious to what's going on. We came back here, and then all the fireworks kicked off about 11:30, and we just stood at the back watching all the fireworks. All Liverpool was alight with loads of stuff going off, and that was it. Came home, walked back in the back door, went to bed. Yeah, I don't think I even had a drink.
No.
Yeah.
No.
How are you living?
Doing well. Doing
Good.
well.
Well, mate.
Good. Excuse me. So while we have
COVID.
I hope not. I've got 2 family members come down with it, but it's my niece, not my niece, it's my nephew and his girlfriend. They've come down with it, but they have not been adhering to the rules, and the sister have been going berserk with them because they're both in their 20s and they've just not given a damn about any regulations or anything. They've been doing their normal thing, hanging around with all the young people partying, and they've now come down with it. So, of course, the rest of the family's been put in jeopardy that they've been hanging around. And they've all had to go into self-isolation because of them. So we're like, typical young lad. He doesn't give a damn about anything. But there you go. Anyway, while we were off, we've had a few conversations with various members, sending emails through and different things we've got lined up coming up over the next few webinars that we want to try and tackle. Because we want to talk openly about things that you're facing and problems that you may be facing, any concerns you're having. So we're going to start today with Laverne, because Laverne came on to us a couple of days ago with an email. Laverne, come on, you tell them what the problem is that you're
Well, there's no problem. There's no problem as such, because, I mean, when I first came, I've been here, a month now. So I came with an open mind, and because of my background, this is just like a portfolio. You know, when it comes down to any business, look at it as a portfolio, see what's in there, see what scheme of work's in there, see what schedule of work's in there. So that's how I look at things anyway. So I've been looking at the portfolio, been doing some work within the modules and all the other things. But over that period of time, there has been a little bit of confusion, because there was a couple of areas, and when I looked on the forums, some weren't sure whether they should be going down the affiliate route or the start from scratch business route, because so sometimes it just, I suppose, having a look and having a look through the system, it started to get a little bit confused if you allowed it. But what I did, I've stepped back, not because I know what I want to do. I've got a 2 to 3 months business plan. I've got a 2 to 3 year business plan. I've got a 10 to 15 years business plan. Now, within the 2 to 3 months business plan I've got, or the plan I've got, I'm looking with the SFM. Now, all the other systems out there, all the other organisations out there, there's loads of different organisations, but I've weeded out loads of things over time. And I've not just come up, started off not knowing what I'm doing in business-wise, but online stuff to me makes total sense with the online stuff. So I've got other things in place anyhow, but I'm get mentored in business wise. But with SFM, it is without doubt one of the best places I've come across, and the best systems I've come across, with all the things that integrate, all the things that are there. And the good thing about it is it's a work in progress. So what I'm looking, does it work for me? There's loads of areas within there, loads of things in it. It ticks loads of boxes, because all the areas that, when I look through the modules, I've got a piece of each of those over time that I've already got, what I've been dealing with over time. So I've been building a house over time as I look at it, because of my background. Now, with the house, I've had all these different things that I've been putting together over a long period of time. But the foundation to anything building is the most important. Now, this is an area that marketing side, not what SFM has. This is a key area of marketing, without a doubt. It is. So I've been looking for over a period of time to put this last piece in place with all the other pieces I've got. So with SFM, I'm now at the stage now where within 2 to 3 months, I'm going to have the Accelerate program. I've looked at, I've looked at the Accelerate, what it says on there, and the scheme of works in there. I'm arranging a call this week to have a word with Ashley to see, because what with the criteria that's in there, yeah, it resonates with me. But I'm going to see if it's going to work for me, because I've got a business plan. I want to see if everything's going to work for me. If it's going to be a rigid thing, which I can't see it's going to be rigid, nothing seems to be rigid. It's that's a good thing about things. But I'm going to see what can work for me, my business plan for the future, and what I want to do and what I don't want to do. So I'm going to have a look at that and see if it can work. Because at this moment in time, by looking in the first month, as it is, no, it's not going to work as it is. But I know within the system, of what I've seen with all the areas within the system, no, there is a way of making it work. So that's where I'm at. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, yeah, in a bit of a roundabout way, are you able to share with us what your business is? Or do you want to keep it under wraps?
Well, when it comes down to business, because of my background, there's a lot of things I don't want to be discussing now at this moment in time. It's not the time and the place to, because what I'm looking to at this moment in time is just to find out whether it's for me, in the next 2 to 3 years, or even the next 2 to 3 months. But I've got a 2 to 3 months, 2 to 3 years, and I've got a 10 to 15 years. So at this moment in time, I'm seeing this 2 to 3 months because I've got a plan what I want to implement, and I can't see there being, it's going to be workable, because otherwise I wouldn't be bothering. But I want to see if it's going to work within this 2 to 3 months, because I'm looking to work. Does that make sense? So when it comes down to the business, and I don't want to be talking about and discussing, because it's not the right time and place to do that anyhow.
So is it affiliate linked, or is it a business from scratch?
Both. I can see both working.
Right.
Because that's where the thing is, you see, with the affiliate, no brainer, I can see that. Even with SFM, I mean, that's a no brainer really, because people out there are looking for something. SFM ticks all the boxes, because you've got an affiliate program there. Now, with a business side of things, I've got a brand already in place in mind. When it comes down to what I want to do, I've got the trade name in place, what I want to do, that's all in place. So all the things are in place, the else has been in place, but I'm trying to now fit all the pieces together when it comes down to the marketing side of things,
Right, okay.
Does that make sense? So
yeah.
I've got loads of all these different things that I've already got in place. I've got videos, I've got some courses in place, I've got audios in place, I've got all these things that I've generated over time, not knowing really where's this all coming from.
Yeah.
But
What's your priority, Laverne? Because obviously, if you're going to juggle everything, you'll end up achieving nothing.
No, I'm not going to juggle everything. That's what I'm going. I'm not juggling everything, because that's where confusion comes in place.
I'm just going to say overwhelm hits in then. Yeah.
No, I'm not. I've been there, done that, but I'm not overwhelmed, because this part now, the SFM side, with all the other things, this is the part I want to see. This is fit. If this fits all together, now I've got everything in place. So then I want to go from there, and with the affiliate side, I can understand where you got part of the business there is you've got everything in place there, but you've got to concentrate on one thing at a time. I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
Not took too many wings. But so what I'm looking at, I can see the affiliate, and I can also building the brand with the affiliate going hand in hand.
Yeah.
Not juggling this, because with the affiliate side, I can see then you can still be building the brand, but with the affiliate side, that makes sense.
So your brand as well that you're developing, are you able to offer an affiliate link to that brand?
Yes.
Oh, but
yes.
Right, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Brilliant.
all the products that can be linked from the affiliate into the brand as well, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, okay.
Because what it will cover, it'll cover products, services, and education within the brand. So all the things that are there, with the affiliate side, and all the avatar that's involved with it, it can cater for all those. So product, services, and education, that's going to be the 3 areas in the brand as well.
Yeah, so it sounds like
it's a no-brainer.
You're definitely in the right place. Definitely.
Yeah, but what Mark, see, if you're not careful, like you say, you can get confused because you can be overwhelmed. But I'm not confused and overwhelmed, because I've got the other things in place over time. I've got 3 other areas in place where I've got people there who have been helping me over a period, and they're expert in what they do. But this side of things, the marketing, this is key. Without a doubt, you can have a product, but if you haven't got the marketing side in place, you're playing in the wind basically. So I know what I'm doing in respect of the business plan side of things, but what I'm going to determine now over this next 2 to 3 months is to fit everything in to get what I want to get to it by the end of this 3 months. Does that make sense?
I think your consultant definitely is the best place to start with there, because obviously they've been here far longer than we have.
Sorry?
Your consultants. Ashley, did you say?
Ashley's the main one, but I've spoken to him a couple of times as I started off. But over this time now, this month, because I've gone through quite a few of the modules, each of the modules have got part of each of them anyhow.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to Accelerate, the first 2 weeks that they're sorting about, I've done all that anyhow sort of thing from over the years sort of thing. So I've got that. But what I'm saying is I don't know everything, but what I'm saying is I'm going to see how it's going to work with me, with what's available in the Accelerate program, which everything will be there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's no confusion. It just can get confused if you just think, well, what's going on here? What's going on here?
Yeah, so because it's like kiddie in a sweet shop. I think Terry talks about this. Because you sort of sit there and you've got bits of everything and you're excited and you want to do it all.
No, but I can see all the things that SFM's got. I've been involved with trust me. And when it comes down to other organisations, no, that don't work. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, and all of a sudden you think, well, what do I do now? But with all the things that FMM's got in place, and it's a work in progress, and how it's set up, and I've spoke to people. I had a chat with Neil yesterday, which we had a problem with their sound and all this, that, the other. But so I've been having a chat with other people. I've been doing all the, finding out from different people and looking at different things and looking at the portfolio of things and looking at the scheme of works and the schedule that's in there. So it's all a bit, but it's exciting with what's in there. But it's got to work for the individual, and you've got to make it work for you.
Yeah.
If you go all this, no, you do your head in. So at this moment in time, this 2 to 3 months, I can see what I want to do in the 2 to 3 months working, but I've got to get it to work for me. And that's why I want to have a word with Ashley to see how the Accelerate can actually work for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I know it can, but I'm just hoping it's going to be open enough so it can work, not sort of rigid. No, you got no.
Oh, luxury. Thank you.
Oh, Happy New Year, Chitosi.
Say hello.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. You're right.
Oh, you look very well.
Oh, thank you.
We don't feel it.
After last night's news.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's better if you do it properly, not, vague tier 3, tier 4, people don't know what's what.
No, we're all equal now, aren't we? So we can all just get on with it. Yeah.
Not more tea, coffee to keep me going then. That's all there is to it, isn't it? Cream cakes.
Yeah. Has anyone got any questions? Go on, Roberto.
No, I'm finished. I hope that gives. I hope I've been able to explain where I'm at, sort of thing. But that's where I'm at this moment in time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were going to have a private conversation with Laverne a few days back, I think, and we said, well, just come out and have a go at expressing what's on your mind, and you've done that really well, Laverne.
Because you can, if you're not careful, it can be overwhelmed. But the most important thing I've found over the years is you've got to get to know you. You've got to get to know what it is you want to do, and you've got to get to know what it is, which way to go. It's all right having you've got to have that, you've got to have the vehicle, but with no engine to it, and the good thing about the background, because being in the college system and being an MVQSSC, you've had to deal with portfolios and putting everything together and making it work for Ben, all this, that, and this. That's been invaluable over the years, but also in the background, other experience I've had. But so I know the importance of making sure that you have a beginning, you have a middle, and your end. Because if not, you start at the end, only to find you've got to start at the beginning, only to find that, well, really, you're in the middle. And before you know it, you think, what the flip next going? Been there, done it, got the T-shirt. Used to have an afro, I ain't got one anymore because of that. But at the end of the day, I've learnt in life that you've got to get, you know, a step at a time. And
yeah,
I'm
keep
naturally want to
taking the
run.
steps. Yeah.
So what I've learnt, no. You start running, but
Yeah.
hang on a minute, because you only land up going back to the beginning. That's where the more frustration comes in. So frustration only comes through not knowing.
Yeah.
When you know, it's not frustrating.
It's funny, isn't it? Because we've had, I've been answering a few emails as well. We've had a few days off, and then the inbox is getting bigger and bigger. And I just thought, oh, I'll just start answering a few. There's so many people who don't understand that they've seen the workshops. They still don't understand how they can make money online. And I don't think I did really until I got really into the SFM and things started to the penny started to drop. And I was having a chat with, actually, it was somebody who'd come in off the YouTube the YouTube channel for my cats, and they'd come through asking about. I have these leather arm protectors on, which I had handmade to my size arm, length arm, and had them made in America and shipped over. And of course, I wear them every time I groom my cats for protection. And I've had so many inquiries about these arm protectors. So I thought, you know what, I'll reach out. So I emailed the company and I said, oh, by the way, I've got a following on YouTube and Facebook. I've got, you know, a lot of people following me. Loads of people ask me where I buy these chaps from, these arm chaps from. Do you have an affiliate link? And they were like, I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. And I was like, oh, well, an affiliate link, it's easy to do. You just go and register for this. Blah, blah, blah. I can send people to you, brings business to your door, and I get a commission for recommending them. I said, because I've got so many followers, I only have to do a video and post it on my channel, telling them where to get these from. I said, and you'll have loads of customers. He's like, oh, well, I'm only a small company and I don't need to get, you know, there's no point in getting, it'll cost me money. I'm like, it costs you virtually nothing to get an affiliate link together. And he's like, well, I don't understand all that tech stuff. And I was like, oh my God, you're a small company. Wouldn't you want the business? And some people just aren't willing to put that extra step in and learn.
The thing is though, Anita, what I learnt was in life is because when I come off the tools back in the day when I used to be on the tools and building loads of houses and loads of industrial stuff and all this, that, I went into the teaching side of things. The body says no, I don't know. But anyhow, I thought, no, go into education because education's powerful. You know what I learned when I went into the education system? Now, when I've taught in the education, I've taught in the college system, I've taught in the prison system, I've taught in different systems. What I learned was that education is not powerful. The only time education is powerful is when you know what to do with it. Now, there's a lot of educated people out there, but if you don't know what to do with that education, it's not powerful at all. You've got to know what to do with the education. So, and if people don't know, or people's minds are closed, and another thing I've learned in life, if somebody's mind's closed, it's like a book. If you don't open it, it can't, and it's the same with people's understanding. To try to get somebody to understand who's not ready, you're putting in the wind, put it crudely, but it's not going to happen. So what I've learned is education is only powerful when you know what to do with it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information, there's a lot of education in there, but if you don't know what to do with it, and you don't know where to go, and you haven't got the, you haven't got the, and other people, you can't do things on your own, because when people say, oh, I'm self-made, no, you're not, because you've needed people, you needed a system, you needed things in place, and people forget that you do need a system, and you do need people to help you.
Yeah.
The right people. There's loads of people out. I've weeded out loads of people over the years. Had some nice, not so good experience, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of experts out there, but everybody's an expert, because an expert, all an expert is somebody who knows a little bit more than somebody else.
Yeah.
So we don't want to get caught up in experts, because we're all experts in our own way, because we all know a little bit more than somebody else. To somebody else, we are an expert. And that's what we tend to forget.
Yeah. It's
So
very similar. It is the SFM, and this is why we always say it doesn't matter how long you've been in. If you've only been in a month, you're more educated in that month on online business with SFM than somebody just started, and you can help them.
Yeah.
And that's why SFM very much are for the, what's the line? Learn, do, share. So you learn, you do the learning, and you share it to the people who are coming in around you.
But the people who say
we all grow.
But the people who say, no, I'm keeping that because you've got to keep it yourself because that, oh yeah, well, it's going to, somebody's going to have to pay for that and all this. No, that's the, you know, it's all about take. No.
Yeah.
The most successful people I've ever come across, and I do deal with some very successful people, they're givers. They're not rich, they're wealthy because they give.
Yeah.
And they've learnt the secret is to give more and you'll receive. It's just a law. It's just a law that happens.
Yeah.
The more you give, the more you receive.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Laverne, because we're actually thinking this year how we can change this webinar. In actual fact, it's been one of our goal settings to kind of funk things up a bit. And we're actually wondering whether to open the group up so that we get more people in, which means it's more sharing, because one of Anita's roles, I think she wants actually a role within the SFM now. And for the first 3 years of the SFM, she didn't want a role in the SFM.
I was like, concentrate just on us, our business, our members.
Yeah.
And then I've had a few chats with a few of the leaders over the holidays, and
Could
they're
open
like,
it up a bit.
do you know what? You should be sharing your knowledge now broader than just your group. It should be going out to SFM. And I'm like, they're right. They are right. I know they're right. But it was me keeping insular, I suppose. And I was like, no.
And I think by bringing people in, Laverne, we're actually going to help others like yourself and everyone in Live Your Life to the Full. Because if it's just about Live Your Life to the Full, it's going to be a little bit unfulfilling for us this year. It's going to be the same routine of the first 3 years.
You just got to know where you're going, Steve, haven't you? Because it's all right opening things up, but you can open up a can of worms as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Just saying, oh, let everybody do it, let everybody. No, you only need 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people in a massive group to call. Now you've got a major problem on your hands. So it's doing it a step at a time, but it's been, you know, you have to be selective as well. But what I'm saying is knowing what you feel, going by what you feel as well. Because if you're not careful, you can open a can of worms for yourself as well.
Definitely.
I'm going to say we either follow sort of the Dan Holloway route and open. It's not an open group. It would only be SFM. We either stay as we are, or we open it up to other SFMers, or we go completely separate and do a completely separate webinar within SFM. So we're about to offer our services up to Mr. Kubasek and Stuart and see if they want any roles fulfilling within any of the different sections, and just see if there's something there. And we did touch on the fact that when we were chatting as well, we were doing a bit of brainstorming. There's a lot of youngsters in SFM. Don't know if you've noticed. And we were thinking, well, rather trying not to be ageist, there's actually not many, well, there isn't any groups at all for, say, and I don't want to say like the over 40s or something like that, but there's nothing for the older ones so if some of the older ones who aren't feeling as confident to come out when they're on a webinar with the youngsters, is there a niche there? So we're just going to throw loads of ideas out and see what they come up with and see if there's anything where they could possibly place us into anything, and we're going to go from there. I just think we need to share a little bit more with everyone.
Steve says the key word. Steve come up with a key word then, what he says, and he says help. People who can help. It's all, you know, you can help loads. What I've learned is you can help loads. There's loads of people you can help because you look at things, you need my help. But if they don't see they need help, no, they don't need your help. So what I'm saying is you can only help people who are there, who are ready to be helped, but also they need to be able to help themselves and help as well. So I think the key word that Steve came up with there is people who can help. And, you know, yes, you can help, but I had an experience years ago when I thought, right, I'm going to help that person. And it backfired because that person thought I wasn't helping. I was being, you know, trying this, trying that as a family member. And I thought, no, hang on a minute. No, because they couldn't see, they weren't ready for the help. Or they couldn't see it was help. They thought, because it was taking them out their income, they thought, well, no. And all they says was, no, I made up my mind. Something I thought, well, and I learned a hard lesson on that. Once somebody's made up their mind, you can't help unless they're ready to open their mind.
Yeah. Usually most people in SFM do want help, and that's why they're here. They've come for the support and the community to help them with their businesses. So we're on a good starting block for a kick-off, aren't we?
Yeah, goal setting, isn't it? I mean, what's everyone's major, what's your, let's kickstart with you, Laverne. What's your major goals then this year? I know you've touched on some of it, but
my major goal
for 2021, What's the main one thing this year?
I don't know if I've got really one main thing. Just to keep my mind open, because what I've learned is it's so easy to close up your mind. I know this, I know best, I've done this, I've done that, and I've got on the expert, I know blah, blah, blah. But what I've learned is just to keep the mind open. And the only way once you start saying that I believe, well, when you look at belief means, when you look at the meaning of belief means you don't know. So if I keep my mind open and say I'm seeking, so I'm going to keep seeking. Because once I tell my subconscious, I'm seeking, or once I put that in there, it keeps my mind open, if that makes sense. So what I'm saying is, once we start going to a belief system, we're closing up things, we're thinking, but really a belief means I don't know. So I suppose my main goal is, my main objective for all the time, just to keep my mind open, to keep seeking. Because when I seek, then it helps my mind to think, you're seeking, you're not just closing your mind up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that. Keep an open mind. I think we're like that as well. We've got
once you start believing, Steve, once you have a belief and you attach a belief to a thought, that thought then has power over you. So the way I see it now is, and I've learned is, if I've keep my mind open and I don't attach too many beliefs to thoughts and only attach what I know to thoughts, now I'll keep my mind open, and then I can be more successful by doing that. But that belief and that close your mind up, that's what you've got to be very careful of. That's what I've learned.
Brilliant.
Nice one, buddy.
Thank you. What are you going to pick on?
Go on, Karen.
We haven't spoken to Karen. Happy New Year, Karen.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Not got your glass of white wine with you this time?
No, I think I'm quitting booze for a while.
Everyone says that. It doesn't work.
Got to
work January.
I ended up spending Christmas in isolation because someone got ill at work with COVID.
Oh gosh.
But my lovely family dropped off about half a hundredweight of chocolate to cheer me up. So I just ate it, So. Yeah, time to get back on the straight and narrow again.
You just need them to drop you off a few blokes now, then you'd be set.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would be so lonely. No, I'm all good.
What's your main goal this year? Have you got any?
Yeah, I'm quite excited about this year. I feel I've got my list up on my whiteboard in front of me over there. I don't know about 2021, the whole year, but I'm just planning the next 3 months to start with. So it's all blog, getting things improved. I did quite a lot in the last week on my blog, got a new homepage sorted, just changed the layout, decided on a color scheme, and just sort of worked on my branding a little bit, if you can call it that. Still don't have a logo, so that's something I want to achieve, and just getting everything a little bit higher quality. I realize there's quite a lot of gaps in my knowledge. So I want to improve my video editing skills quite a lot. Happy to hear recommendations of courses and things in the...
Are you Windows?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you can't go wrong with Rude then. Rude, no, what's his surname? Nestelberg.
He's
Dutch.
Where do I find him? Is he in the tribe or?
He does. He does an in focus call. So you can find him on there, and it's all around Filmora. Now, I think most of them, you can get to them in the tribe. How do you find them in the? You have to find the old recordings of the In Focus groups. You can get to them in the SFM tribe, and all his recordings. So like he's done a number of workshops, which are the first things you need to watch before you go on any of his live calls. Well, no one can ever see off your phone.
No.
I can send you the link, Karen, if you need it.
Say that again?
I can send you the link. I did one of his webinars last week.
That would be wonderful. That would be great.
But if it's simple video editing, I don't mind helping you.
Well, to be honest, it's not so much the editing side. I feel okay with the editing side, and it's quite easy to Google tricks and tips and things like that. It's more the actual taking the film. Creating the story. So, for example, I went for a hike. I was in isolation, then I got out on New Year's Eve and crazily decided to walk 12 miles after sitting on my bum for like 2 weeks, which was a bit silly. but I decided to film it, and I've got this new gadget. It's a gimbal. So I'm having a lot of fun with that, but I just need to really up my standard of video making, try to think about the shots, but I would like to do a training on it, or some, get some advice from somebody on how to make my hiking videos better and more watchable, and also to start creating some adverts, although I'm not planning on doing paid advertising right at the moment, but I'd still like to gain the skill.
Have you heard of a guy called David Holbrook? He's a videographer.
No.
Yeah, just tap him up. He's really good. David Holbrook.
He's very much action. But I think what we learned with some of ours.
Do you know you can't go wrong with? Do you know the main SFM guy, Charles Rotto Wren, who does all the SFM videos?
Okay, I don't know him.
Why don't you hook up with him and just befriend him?
You could try and find him on Instagram, Charles
Rotto Wren.
He's bound to have loads of tips.
What's the surname? Can you write it in the chat?
When we find it, we will. I'll leave you. You find it.
I'll find it. You wait.
He's the guy who does. Did you see? He did a video of his little girl when we went into lockdown, and he filmed them coming out of the house, walking down the road, and then she was sat on the corner of the pavement doing a big rainbow with her chalks on the corner pavement, telling everyone to be happy. He had the music on it. Do you know what? It got me to tears just watching that video, and I was like, that's what a video should do. That it should create that emotion. Well, and he posted it, didn't he? They said to him, post it all around the tribe. It was an amazing, simple video, but filmed so beautifully. And the music he put with it, what was the music that went with it? It was like, you can't do two things at once.
But yeah, so that's something I'd like to work on. I've got, people say that the scenery is beautiful in my videos, but I just know, I can tell that it's just not where I want it to be. The shots aren't as good as what I'd like them to be. And also I don't have camera knowledge. I've never really studied photography and know about lighting and things like that. And all the settings that you have to go through. So quite happy to do some training on those things.
We're putting the name in now.
Keep it there, Charles.
Rotto
Wren. Oh, Witten. Wren.
What you need to do, Karen, is actually friend all these people. I don't know if you can see that.
See if you can friend him. And
I can't see it, Steve. Oh.
Got it there.
Is that on Facebook? Oh, yeah.
He's on Facebook, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Friend him and just say you're in SFM, and has he got any tips or anything? Has he got any tips he can, push you to? Anything written content or anything he's done in the past?
So you've got David Holbrook, Charles Rotto Wren.
I'd go with Charles Rotto Wren first.
You've also got what's her name in Dan's group, Scrap the 9 to 5, Jin. She's good with all that stuff.
What's her name?
Jin Tari.
Is she?
She might be able to help.
Yeah.
She's good with Canva and all that stuff. So if you're going to get your little banners.
No, she's not talking about Canva. She's talking about actually
filming.
No,
but everything will come together.
Yeah, I need all that stuff too, to be honest. The problem is that I can see so many gaps in my knowledge that it's a bit hard to decide what I need to do first. I've been studying a lot of SEO training, which has helped with the blog writing and, well, not so much the writing as the structure of the writing and getting things sorted. So I'm going to continue with that. And just update all my old content, which, get that treatment because I hadn't learned it yet. So yeah, that's my plan for the next 3 months, just to sort of solidify where I am, kind of create a good base, and then start putting out a bit more YouTube content and see what I can do with that, I think.
Yeah, I think if you can do, we've got Ross McFarlane, who's he's a leader 4 who we're very friendly with. He has just started doing a video a week because that's all he can do on his new YouTube channel, all around starting an online marketing business. And he's starting to get some traction with followers now because he posts on the same day, same time each week. He'd love to do more, but with family and he's working on oil rigs and things, it's difficult. And he's starting to get really good traction. And I was chatting to him and I said, it's funny because I've just recently gone back into the cat YouTube channel And I put my knowledge into my old videos. The videos were rubbish, but I thought, well, I'll just put all my links and things on there in case anyone's watching them. One of those videos within a week had gone from something like 15 views. I've had like 3,500 views on it now. And I was like, what's going on? And I've got loads of people commenting on it and writing to me and direct messaging. I thought, that's just learning from SFM, just putting it, it's an old video from last summer sometime. And I think, gosh, there's a big impact to be had if you can put your knowledge into action. Yeah. Oh, get out of the way.
So yeah, not kind of majorly earth-shattering, but just to keep on doing what I'm doing and keep positive, and just be really consistent with my action.
Yeah, that's all you can do. Persistent, what did he say? Something, persistent action, consistent action.
Consistent, persistent, and all that.
So who else has got some goals? Don't all speak at once.
Yeah. I need to really get up and running this year. This is it now. I'm all in, as you know. Well, some of you know, with Accelerate and Accelerate with you. So I'm going to have to. This is it. I don't have a job now, so I'm on this very steep learning curve again. You know, I felt like I was getting there. I am getting there with the website. There's a whole lot of this other new information that's relevant to my website coming, flying in. So that's kind of slowed down the website construction, but I'm learning, you know, I'm learning a lot, which I'll use to kind of refine and finish off my website. But the next stage after that is, for me anyway, paid advertising, probably on YouTube, because I need to speed things up. I'd like to do blogging as well in the future, but I mean that takes a lot of time. I need to get this business up and running as soon as I can, really, and it's going to take time. I know it's not going to happen overnight. You know, I'm going to have to provide value, and there's going to be very lean months coming ahead. Even when I start advertising, I hear, I mean, from Terry and you know, Howard there, you know, it doesn't happen overnight.
It can do though, Neil. If you get the right ad, it can do. I mean, Mike Jake's turned over 100,000 in 12 months.
Yeah, don't follow me. You can do.
No. But it's, you know,
it can do.
If you can get the golden ad, that's it. I mean, David Holbrook talked about him with Karen. Young lad. He came to the 10 for 10 with us in March 19. He'd already got his however many members he needed, and he'd got
I'm doing chat. You keep talking.
Okay.
Hold on. No, it's going to take me too long.
So
what was I talking about? David Holbrook. So yeah, so David, he did one advert, and he put that advert out, and it's made him a fortune, and he's gone away.
I might need to model that one then.
Honestly, he's then gone away the whole of last year, or a good 9-10 months of last year. He went and joined the army and did a load of stuff in the army, left his campaign just trickling away.
Oh yeah.
Nothing to do. He left somebody else to look after any emails that came in for him, so it wasn't even him. He's made profit every month from taking a complete step back from his business. He's come back, and his video popped up on Steve's phone again the other day. Same video. He's only ever done one. And like, you'll find a lot of the leaders will have said, oh, I've done 50 videos to get the one, or I've done that many videos and I've found the one that works. And then you get the one person who gets the very first ad, and it's just worked.
I found another name actually that might help you, Neil, and everyone in the group, and Karen, is KN Photography. She works with the SFM as well.
Okay, so yes.
Photography.
So I'll get you put that in, you quicker, didn't you?
She's on Instagram.
Yeah.
As well. She does a lot of the brand photography. She's actually just done Cordelia's Instagram, all her photography. So like Corky's colours are bright pink, and she had Corky's very up and enthusiastic and lots of energy, and she had a sort of run-in, and Katie threw a load of like pink, you know, that pink dust, threw it all over her face as it landed, and she did the, oh God, it was amazing photography.
I'll put it in now.
What, the email? What's his name, Steve?
You'll get it to that.
Oh, I'll put the website in and then you can go and check her out.
But basically, if you join as well, the Rebellious Business Network, you can actually join that. And you can find out how people brand with the photographs and the videos and the movies. And you'll find that Charles Rotto Wren and this Katie, the photographer, who work with the SFM, and that's how you can find out how to do a lot of your videography.
What, say the name again? Was it Rebellious what?
Rebellious Business Network.
Okay.
But yeah, Katie's on Instagram as well, and some of the stuff she does is amazing. So find her on Insta, Karen, as well. She'll help you.
Because all these things are going to come together, so you might not think you'll need them now.
There she is.
Yeah, here she is now.
So she's on as, so on Instagram, I'll stick it in here, she's known as ktn.co. ktn.co, she's known on Insta.
She's actually done a photo for us.
Is it supposed to be .co.uk or it's just?
It just says ktn.co. Oh, and that, the photography, no, it just says UK on the end of it.
Okay.
But I don't know if you can see, can you just see, there's Corky with the pink all in her hair.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Throwing all the dust at her.
She did our photo. You know, our branded photograph with the platinum branding.
Yeah. Her website. I mean, I went through. I think it's Jen's website clinic webinars. Yeah. Ran through them all, and she featured as a good example of a website.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you're going to need all this.
Yeah.
You're going to need all the video. You're going to need Charles. You're going to need Katie.
Right.
Rebellious Business Network. You know, this is how it's going to get going.
The other thing I was looking for, sorry, is some kind of accountability group from, you know, like we be part of, some kind of wee mastermind group, just probably 2 or 3 people, you know, not a big group, just to,
Will any of this not do for you?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I don't know. I mean, you don't need to be at the same stage. Ideally, you don't want to be the cleverest person in the room, do you? You need to learn. So it's a funny one, isn't it? So,
well, have you got all your Accelerate people with you, Neil? You've got some Accelerate members that are accountable with you anyway, haven't you?
To an extent. I mean, that's my other option is to put out a message there in the Accelerate group, or Accelerate with you. So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I think that would help me basically. Yeah. Just to, you know, keep on track a little bit and be a bit more accountable.
Well, just be brave, put it out there. There was a guy yesterday put a post in the Marketing Mastery Facebook group, and he just said, I want to set up an accountability group. I'm looking for a handful of people. What I want to learn is split testing. How do I split test my adverts? How do I understand Google Ads? All stuff like that. And he got swamped. He got swamped with a load of people going, well, where are you? And he said, I'm in the UK, so it's going to be my time between these hours. So a few dropped off because they're from different parts of the world, can't make the same time as him. And I think he's been left with a core few now that they're going to become an accountability group. So you either ask into our group, if anyone's interested, join Neil.
It's not big enough. I think you need to go into the tribe, to be honest with you.
What's the difference between the tribes? I mean, you've got the group and all the other. Sorry to interrupt. What's the difference between the tribes? I've heard the tribe, and you've got all the. Is there a load of different other groups that you link into?
It's all the SFM members, and there's thousands of people.
Oh, in the tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in that.
Yeah. There you go. There's Sophie.
Thanks, Sophie. Yeah. No, that'd be good. Yes. So,
momentum, isn't it? It's momentum. I know what you
momentum,
mean.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
showing up. This is what I've done this week, And Anita and Steve are doing that anyway, aren't they? But
they are,
it's
yeah,
also
absolutely,
who's growing at the same time as you. I'm sure Anita and Steve had that as well.
Exactly.
Peers,
And
isn't it? Peer support.
Yeah, it's just, and the collective intelligence of a few people. It's a lot greater than just
I can tell you that
person.
Howard Deej and myself meet every Friday, and although we don't get everything done we want to, we feel bad if we don't, if you know what I mean.
Guilty,
and that's the whole point, is you've got someone to answer to other than yourself.
Yeah, and I guess you don't need to be at the same stages either. It's good if you've got a bit of a mix there, different perspectives even, can't even speak.
Well, you can ask their opinions on things as well, because if you come up with an idea, you might think it's cracking and they might go, what?
Yeah.
And then you get the okay, yeah, let's think the other way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can recommend accountability groups.
Yeah,
really, truly.
Definitely. When we started, we didn't, because it was me and my old mindset of, well, my whole life of you do it yourself and you get on with it. It was the wrong thing to do, because we'd have gone a lot quicker had we pushed ourselves and done accountability partners. And it was only when I jumped on Dan's calls, which he then became my accountability partner, if you like. Every week without fail, I went on Dan's call and sat through that training, asked my questions, and private messaging if I didn't understand things. And he seemed to be, unknowingly, he became my accountability partner. And that's where I did a lot of the learning from. But I do think if you can get, especially if you're in your group as well, I think it's so much, not only the bonding you're getting from each other, but the strength helps you drive forward. And if you're all, no matter if you're at different levels, you can all help each other out. And like you said, and like Des said, sometimes you don't get the work done, but at least you can come up with an idea or a suggestion, and then someone else go, and you can thrash things around, ideas around. I think it's good to not be totally isolated.
No, because I felt a wee bit isolated, to be honest, at times. Head down, learning a lot, but it's easy to lose focus.
Yeah.
Lose track of what's really important, driving yourself forward.
We're the same, Neil, because we're quite disconnected this year, funnily enough, because we're thinking, what now for us?
For the start of this year, what we do. I mean, we're in leadership groups who meet monthly. We're in about 3 different mini groups of 3 to 4 people with other leaders, but they're all branching off into different things. They're going off to do coaching, and they've learned all they've got from SFM. Their affiliates business is doing well, and they're now going off into coaching. And I'm like, I don't really want to do coaching. It's not my forte.
We network with the retreat lot where we went to Cape Town, South Africa. We still network with all those guys. But we've been feeling it as well, Neil. We're very disconnected this year. And this is, for us, quite a big year for us. This probably a turning point for us this year, what we're going to be doing.
Just to push ourselves. I think we've been in very much in the comfort zone the last year, probably.
Yeah.
So now we need the push to do something different and develop again.
Now it's working, and okay, if you want to save the money, we'll just come out with the money. We earned $121,000 last year. But, compared to others, that's a drop in the ocean. It might be a lot to some. It's not all profit. We spent a good 40,000 to earn 121,000, but that's what you've got to do, isn't it? When we were saying about scaling, I think we hit on that with Des at the start. When do you scale an ad? You've got to scale at some point once you've got a good ad.
Once you've got figures.
Yeah.
Not everyone here is like listening to 14,000 people that be getting this video on the recording. They're not all into affiliate marketing. So how do me and need to fit into everything with everyone? We're struggling at the moment. I'll be honest with you with how we're going to fit in now with the SFM, because there's a lot of disconnect with us with the start of the Accelerate group a little bit, because we should be in the Accelerate group ourselves.
So we're waiting. We've got a leadership call coming up in the next week.
I was going to say, because the Accelerate group is going to be a big bonus to you, isn't it? Because
it will be, yeah.
Obviously, you've got the second and third tiers going to come off of that now.
The only problem we've got, Des.
That's nice because that's the money, but the disconnect is we don't know what everybody's going through.
You're going to have to help them to produce your second and third tier. So you're going to be busier.
Yeah.
Automatically.
But we can't help them if we don't see what they're going through.
Yeah,
this is
problem.
And we're not allowed access to the stuff. So for us,
but we can if we pay for it.
We're actually challenging Stuart and Jay and saying, hang on, we've come in at the top level. We have been with you now for 3 years. We are bringing all these people in, and you're earning your commission. Well, they're earning their money. No, we're earning our commissions as well. But we now feel we cannot help them as much as we'd like to when they come asking questions because we can't see what they're going through on particularly this 8-week challenge that you're in now on the Accelerate. We don't know what you're going through. So if you're coming to us with questions, we ain't got a clue because we can't even see the platform. We haven't got access to it, and we think
you've no access whatsoever. No.
So we
okay, I didn't appreciate that.
We should be allowed. We think. Because we're partners of SFM, we should be allowed to come in and see what. Don't even need to partake in it, just to have access in it, so we can have a look around and see what you're going through.
Yeah, there's people from Marketing Mastery on one of the Accelerate with you calls. They were given access to that particular call.
We got on one call,
That's the one with Stuart and Justin, the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then that's been
one,
That's been it since. So we raised our hand back then, and I even spoke to Dan as well, Mr. Holloway, and said to him, look, we feel totally out of it at the moment because a lot of our guys are going through Accelerate, and we cannot help them because we don't know, we can't see what they're going through, and they're coming to us for questions.
And then we have a lot of people on the old system, so we're having to run other systems as well. So
I mean, I could show you what I'm going through just now. Well, not right now, but give you a kind of preview, sharing screens and whatnot to give you a bit more of an insight.
But we shouldn't have to. We shouldn't.
No, I know, but I'm happy to do it in the meantime a bit.
Oh, we just put our money where our mouth is, and we just reinvest, and we just go, right, we'll buy it. We'll buy the Accelerate.
Well, I don't see why we should, because we've already done all the training. I mean, it'd be nice just to see how they've revamped the training that we went through to see how they've packaged it up for you. So that's one thing which we're challenging them with that this year, to say, come on, guys, like, open your eyes. Do you know how it's affecting your leaders who are potentially bringing you in hundreds of people a year? Because it's all the leaders feel the same. They're all like, we're bringing all these people in, and
we're not part of it.
We're not included. So SFM is still learning things as well. So
does seem a bit of a disconnect.
Yeah,
definitely.
So we will challenge them and see what they come up with. So, but we're looking for something to push us again this year. So they always say, don't stop growing, don't stop learning. And that's what we want now. We want to shove into something else that's a bit frightening. So
have you got a brand there? Have you got just affiliates then? Is that what you're doing, Stephen, there? Is that what you're doing, affiliate?
Yeah, through SFM, we've got affiliates. We've got print on demand with the cat business, and we've got affiliate products with the cat business as well.
I didn't know with your brand, what if you're building a brand outside of things as well, your own personal brand?
Well, there's the Love Cats brand.
I think Laverne's talking about coaching with Live Your Life to the Full. Is that how you're going, Laverne?
No,
not really, no. But I'm just thinking with what you got, because I can just see areas in what I want to do. Is there's products, there's services, and there's education as well. So there's 3 different areas there that I want to be covering when I get, what I want to be doing. So I'm just thinking that, what have you got? I know you said about your cats, so but you got your separate affiliate. But I'm just thinking how you're thinking about building your brand as such. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Well, for me, I just love the SFM. So I would like to do something within SFM.
Because having a brand's a key, isn't it? Really, if you got your own brand, that opens up another world to you as well.
Well, it's like scrap the 9 to 5. I mean, in the vault with Dan Holloway, he charges people to come into the vault. I don't think people realise that. So he's created this monster, if you like, of a group, where he's giving the front end value all the way through, but he charges people to go in the vault.
No, you're not explaining that. To advertise their
Yeah, no,
courses
but
in the
it's
vault.
about building your brand, isn't it?
He doesn't charge people to go in the vault. He
No,
charges people to sell their courses.
To sell the courses, sorry.
Within the vault. Yeah.
So one thing kind of leads to another, and I think this is our dilemma this year. Is there's a bit of a dilemma actually this year with us, really, with how we're going to live your life to the full. So maybe people can help us along the way as well.
Yeah. What can we do?
What can we do? You know.
I think what you do is already really quite, you know, I know I'm only new, but what you're doing is working, and it's you as people, your authenticity, your involvement, you know, your history. Why remake the mold when it works? I would just stick that question in there, because I'm a new person, and your enthusiasm and the way you present is great as a couple together, and it works. So when you're thinking of what you want to do, just be aware that that stuff is working, and it's nice to turn up every week to see you doing this. Do you know what I mean? That is working, I think, and that's the very little I know of you. I don't know what else you're doing. That's working.
You don't want to know, so
yeah, but what I'm saying is it seems to, I feel quite supported by you, and I think you are coaching. I think you are doing that stuff whether you know it or not, and good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But I think I get it, because you've got to keep growing to stay alive, otherwise you just get stagnant.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter whether you're earning 20,000, 200,000, 2 million a year. If you don't do anything to make yourself grow, you're going to end up getting bored with it.
Yeah, this is it. You still want the fulfillment. This is why I was saying to Steve, I think we could reach a bigger, I mean, within SFM, we could help other SFMers, not just our own group now. Maybe we should step up, because there's still a big gap where people don't get supported by their referring affiliates.
And that's a bit of a dilemma, isn't it? Reaching out to more people and not having the knowledge of the Accelerate and the Accelerate You.
Yes.
You need that.
Yeah.
Under those three umbrellas, them product, services and education, under those three umbrellas, what you're doing, what anybody's doing, and there's loads of different things that can come off of those. Over those three areas. Now, in what you're doing, you've got products, you've got services, and you've got education. That you, under those three umbrellas, you've got a lot of stuff that you could spider off of those when you think about it.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking, though, all the new customers now are going to be pointed towards Accelerate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is something we all have to learn.
Yes.
Well, it's actually soon. It's going to be, SFM's going to disappear. It's going to be called Launchpad.
Yeah.
So
Mentors, isn't it? So it's changing over. They're rebranding from SFM.
But I think for us, because we've been in 3 years, it's always SFM, SFM, SFM. It's like been brainwashed, and then it's changed 3 times already.
Yeah.
So we've had to change all the funnels. Well, Nita has. She's done
We've
brilliant.
already got the 3, haven't you? SFM, DEA, Mentors, and now Launch You is, well, that's 4 separate companies.
Yeah, well, it's called Launchpad. That's the SFM.
Launchpad's like the top. And then you've got the umbrella of the Launch You, the Accelerate, and the Mentors platform.
Why are they getting rid of it? Do you know?
Sorry?
Why are they getting rid of SFM, the brand name?
They just want a total rebranding. And they said the name Six Figure Mentors is not what they want anymore, because it's not about money. It's about personal growth mindset to achieve the financial and the time freedom. And so Six Figure Mentors, they said, was when they were in their 20s. They were like, yeah, we've got to make like £1 million or whatever. And they said it's not so much that now. They want people to find something they love to do. It not necessarily means they want the £1 million.
Although having said that, Karen, their slogan is, fortunes will be made.
Yeah, true.
Lives will be changed.
So it's also a note.
Isn't it?
Bullshit. It is about the money. Obviously, it's about the money. You know.
Also with the rating system, if you've actually Googled 6 Figure Mentors, you get a lot of people slighting them.
Oh yeah. Well, I think you will with
Well, everything, but in time, I think you have to rebrand a business like this.
Yeah.
Because all your competition is going to put false accusations out there.
Yeah.
You know, SFM is a very expensive business according to Google.
Yeah.
If you ever look it up, you know, there's much cheaper ways of learning how to do your SEOs and everything else. But to me, SFM has got everything in it.
Yeah.
And it's in depth, and you can go one-to-one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, whereas with the others, you pay a certain amount and you get set lessons.
Yeah.
That doesn't work because not everyone's the same.
No, and a lot of people, you'll buy a lesson, you might do one, and then you forget the rest, don't you? You're not bothered. Yeah.
That's it. They're all after your subscription at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think you'd ever beat SFM, but I don't blame them for rebranding because I think they'll have to do this every 3 or 4 years anyway.
Well, hopefully
to stay on top.
This will be the last one for a long time.
I'm hoping. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that because I can't see his lordship at the top there sitting back and doing nothing. He just can't do that.
He can't help himself, can he?
No, I don't think Jay's any different. I think Jay wants to keep moving.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? On Stuart's Insta the other day, he was like, "Yeah, I need to take some time out over Christmas." Blah blah blah. The next thing is there's a picture of a delivery of you know the thermometers that look like guns that take your temperature at your forehead.
Yeah.
He's had a massive shipment arrive in the Amazon FBA. And he always says to me, when I want a bit of spare cash to go and buy a new Ferrari or something, I just go and sell a product. And that's what he's shipped in, a load of these thermometers.
Yeah. He showed us his funnels, and he had at one stage he had 15 different funnels, and he said, right, I'm going to set one up. So he sets up his van life one. Obviously that's the work in progress, but it's unbelievable. He's actually got to number 1 already.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With his
he
van
knows what
life.
he's doing, doesn't he? He
does.
Need advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go on, Terry. What? Then we'll get to Coolan. What's your goal?
Just skip to Coolan. That's Coolan.
Go on. No, that's too easy. That, Terry. Come on, you've got something to give me. You must have something.
Give him time to think. Let's jump to Coolan.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Coolan.
Hi, everyone. Guess what? My website is ready.
Yeah.
Neil, you might as well know because on your way flying out, you asked whether you could help me.
Yeah. I was all ready to go, waiting on Zoom, but our emails crossed over, didn't they?
Yeah. Anyway, Sandra helped me. Yeah. She's a lovely mentor. Lots of patience with me, honestly.
Can we
sorry, Coolan. Sorry.
Go on, can we see it, Coolan?
Yes, but it's still not linked because she's coming back to me next week. Because yesterday I did the links to the landing pages.
Yeah.
And all the simple lead capture.
Mm-hmm.
And then all 7 done. And also I have done the legal pages.
Great.
Coolan, can you do me a favor? For anyone that doesn't know, this call goes out to people.
Yeah.
What was the name of that lady? Sandra
Lemming.
Yeah.
Lemming.
I know we've mentioned
She lives in Queensland in Australia on an island off the mainland.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We'll stick that in the chat.
She is great.
Yeah, we'll put it in the chat now.
Okay.
She does it with passion.
Sorry, Coolan, is she part of SFM, if I can call them
Yes,
that now?
yes.
Yeah.
She's on the DBL, Digital Business Lounge panel. So if you want to get some help, you go through the chat bubble.
Right, okay.
And they will link you to her. And then she will send you her diary. And then you choose a date and time because she's 10 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
In Australia.
I don't know why people don't use Sandra Lemming a lot more, you know, because she's so underused and undervalued.
How did you get hold of her?
Sorry.
What was that again? How did you get hold of her?
Through SFM.
Oh, right. Just put a name in SFM and that's it.
No. Say if you have any problem, you go to the chat bubble and type in with your technical side of problems. And then if they can't sort you out, they will put you to DBL.
Oh.
And then DBL will send someone, like in my case, it was Sandra. And
okay, yeah, I'm with you.
she saw my problems, she took it on board, and then she mentors me 1.5 hours. And
is this more, sorry, Colin, is this more on the technical side, or is it more the kind of
technical
presentation
side,
kind of side?
Website, how to link the pages, and how to see, like, I had a lot of problem with the legal pages, the about us. On each one, you have to legally put all these legal pages, like, what are they?
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer, yes, there you go, Karen. Then the policy and cookies policy. I had a lot of trouble connecting. I thought I had done it, and then I will do everything and go and test it. No. So she says, you're doing everything, Kulan, you're not reading the screen. Well, I'm very good at that, not reading the screen. Just click, 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 and I think I'm done. And then go there. But I done everything. And I just sat there 2 hours, 1.5 hours. And then my eyes start tearing. I go away from it, go for a walk, come back. Then I said, no, I have to get this help. That's when I contacted you. You offered by email, Kulan, can I help you? I said, yes. And we were to meet just before your flight. Then I knew, so I shouldn't trouble you out of flight.
No, it's no problem at all.
And then Sandra got the message. She came back. She shared the screen with me and said, see where you're going wrong, Kulan. Before you click, just read everything. It may seem so irrelevant, but that's what you think is irrelevant is relevant.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's not linking. Anyway, yesterday also she spent some time with me and she said, Kulan, now you spent enough time with the laptop. You're not going anywhere near that laptop till I get back to you with my next calendar for January. And then we'll see how I can get you off and start my website. Also, she gave me another chap called Hassan. He's with SFM. He comes on YouTube and she said, Kulan, now it's time for you to start advertising. And she recommends, well, you have both methods, paid advertising or the organic way. And if you're looking for organic way, she says, I said, yeah, I know Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Yes, we all know about that, Kulan, but going to this website of Hassan, he goes as H-educate. H-educate.
That's in PPL, is it? Is that in PPL, is it?
No, you go straight to YouTube and type H-educate, E-D-U-C-A-T-E, and this guy comes and he is marvelous. And he links, and all websites he talks about, he has about 30, 40 websites, which I had never heard of.
Yeah.
And you start thinking, is it true? And then I took Sandra's word. So I know this is a legit person.
Yeah.
And I subscribed to him last week and emails are coming because I was busy with linking all this and getting my pages right. I haven't started. So she asked me yesterday, have you seen Hassan's videos? I said, no. Kulan, you must learn to do things parallelly, not everything, but certain things. I know, Kulan, you're retired, so you have plenty of time and do that. Do yourself a favor because so when your website is ready, you're ready to link this. And she knows that I'm having problems with linking. And she says, link that and you see the difference.
Brilliant.
No matter, don't worry about your videos. I'm on my 54th, on my first round yet.
Yeah.
So basically, Kulan, then Sandra Lemming has become like an accountability partner in a way, hasn't she? With the amount of hours that she's given you.
100%.
Yeah. So basically, 100%. We'll have to send her a bunch of flowers for you hassling her to death. Basically.
Because yesterday, I asked her, how was your Christmas? She said she went fishing on New Year's Eve. The weather was so great, she was fishing. And they live on an island. There's only 52 families.
Yeah.
And what they do is she catches some fish. And there's this farmer next door. He has some pups and hen and all that. They exchange. They have a barter system. They say they don't have to buy anything. If they have to buy anything, they have to come to mainland Australia. And they do it like once a week. I mean, she's a great storyteller.
Yeah.
And sometimes we forget that we are on here on a course, and she says, Cullen, get back to your notes.
She probably did that to get away from you, Cullen, as well, maybe.
Probably. But she's great. Anyone who has technical problems, link in the webs, especially Levin, you are new here.
Yeah.
I can only see Levin and Sophie.
See your website, Carolyn?
Say that again.
Can we see your website?
Yeah, it's
share the screen.
www.101
Do you not want to share your screen?
online.
Do you not want to share your screen?
I'm not very good at sharing, but I can try if you all are free for another 5 minutes. Here I go, share my screen. Hang on a minute.
You try.
Practice
Yeah.
the skill.
You might
Okay.
regret asking that question, Karen.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I'm going to try another tab.
But Sandra was very good. I think Howard used Sandra
Yeah.
quite a bit, didn't he, for his site as well? So anyone
She's
got
good.
techie issues with website building?
Yeah, she helped me as well on a couple of things.
Yeah.
And that Hussein sounds quite interesting. I've not heard his
Hassan.
name before. Hassan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Just go on YouTube and type his H hyphen
Educate.
educate,
Yeah.
and he is great. I mean, he comes up with lots of websites, with lots of tutorials, but you need to pick up what you want, where you are weak, and that's how I'm
Have you shared your screen yet, Cullen?
Sorry, 1 second. Let me open this, and then I will. Okay, now I opened it. 1 second. I'll go back to Zoom.
I tell you what, that Sandra must do a lot of meditating.
It's.
Howard shared the video of when Sandra helped him. She is brilliant. She really is. She has a very easygoing way of showing you things.
Yes. She doesn't make you feel that she's teaching.
No,
Have
she's
I come
helping.
off? Am I come off? No, hold on. Share this. Hold on.
And that's just going on technical support to finally get these people.
Zoom.
We've not actually spoken
to name Laverne as well.
Are you there?
What was that?
I say you can request her by name. If you, in the little bubble in the corner, if you put for attention of Sandra Lemming, it'll go straight to her as well.
Oh, okay.
All right.
On your bubble in your dashboard.
Windows. Have I linked up?
No. Have you hit share screen?
Look what you've started now, Karen. It's all Karen's fault.
Hang on. My Zoom's going slow. I'm going to come in there now. Hold on. I can see Karen there. No.
You don't see the big green button at the bottom that says share screen?
See, I minimized the Zoom screen to go into my website. I got the website thing out now. Now I'm trying to bring back the Zoom.
So maximize your Zoom again.
Do you have the chat up, Cullen? Can you, if you close the chat box, you might be able to see more things.
Bear with me.
Open the chat box and then go for your website.
Yeah, write it down and we'll get up. I'd be just the same. I wouldn't have a clue how to do that right now.
This Zoom thing is not coming up.
If something's happening.
We are connected. Anita Steve Richard has started. Are you calling me? Yes.
No, I'm just going to reshare. Hang on, let me come back then.
Oh no.
I'm just wondering if I've got to share, let you share.
Yeah, if you invite me to share.
Oh, make host. You should be able to. You'll have to be able to make me host back.
It comes up saying join a meeting. No, I'm already joined.
I'll tell you what, don't worry about it. Let me do it.
Please.
Just ask Sandra, how do you do screen share?
I need to talk to you.
Right. What's your website called?
101 online.com. 101onlinefreedom.com.
Got another guy who's
name.
Got it?
It's whirligigging. Here we go. Can everyone see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can click on those pages like you are on my avatars.
Let me just get rid of my Zoom link there. Okay. So,
I need to.
okay, so you haven't done any images or anything yet. You're waiting to do what? You've just done all the tech.
No, go to the About page. If you go to the About page, you can see my blog with some images.
Okay.
Please.
Here we go.
There we go.
There you go.
That's better.
Keep scrolling, please. A little bit about us. And that was our trip around the NC 500 in August,
Oh,
remember?
yeah. That's when you first joined, wasn't it? Not long
Yeah.
after. Yeah.
That was nice, doesn't it?
Carolyn and Sappy. Yeah. Well, and then what you've been working on with Sandra is getting all this done, is it? And getting it all linked up?
Yeah, she helped me. She helped me. And if you go to the blogs, I started 2 blogs, and I'm going to start one about my passionate hobby about bonsai plants.
Mm-hmm.
And also I have a site which is happy to take affiliates. Sandra said, first things first, get these all ready, then she will show me how to link that affiliate link of bonsai.
Yeah.
And then people start reading about on my blog about my bonsai plants and what I have been doing.
Excellent.
They start visiting me, and then it will automatically take them after the links are done to that the bonsai supplier, and then see how it grows.
Excellent. So you're not just doing SFM, you're doing your bonsai stuff as well.
As well, yes, yes. I asked her, I'm doing affiliate with, she said, okay, that's fine, you can do that. You carry on because you're going to be an affiliate marketer for SFM. But you can also do this. There's no hard and fast rule unless you're, I think I may have to work out another website to send the, bonsai people to there.
Yeah.
Probably. I still didn't get the technicalities of that, but that's
this is the, I've not seen the new landing page for a bit.
Got the new one.
This is the mini site now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good, Carolyn. Put a lot of work into that, mate.
And a lot of midnight oil.
Yeah, yeah.
In shape, huh?
Yeah, got the
I'm slow, but I think I'm making progress in my own speed.
Yeah.
Get the free training now.
So how long do you think it'll take you now, Carolyn?
Right, depends when she's going to call me back for the next session. And once that is ready, I think before February, or maybe February. Let me be realistic, maybe ready. Because I take host of notes while she's talking, and she says, that's the way to go. I have the time, Cullen, you write it down. Because you seem to understand when you are with me, then the minute I'm gone, you go and do what you think. It doesn't work like that.
So are you giving Sandra some commission then for doing all this?
Well, I said, when I start making my money on SFM, and when this lockdown goes off, of course, I'm visiting you on your island with Savi. And she said, no, ladies first. I'm coming to Scotland because I like to see snow.
Oh, right.
And I said, you'll be disappointed if you come this year. Even the the skiing slopes are running dry this time. It's raining. You'll agree with me, Neil?
Yeah, no, there has been a bit of snow recently.
But on this side, East Coast, it's not settling.
But you're right on the coast, actually, aren't you? You're actually on the coast there. On
coast, yeah, between St. Andrews and Dundee.
Yeah, yeah. But further inland, you know, the Cairngorms, there's quite a bit of snow. So you had a lot of people travelling there when they shouldn't have been. Going to the news and all the usual nonsense. But
beyond Perth and up the hills, I think it has snowed on the top hills.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Cool, and that will be very helpful to a lot of people who are at the stage of doing their website and putting any snaps.
Yeah, that was good. It's good to know. And the technical side I'm okay with so far anyway in the website. I'm just putting the content on and looking at the presentation, but it's virtually none of it's published yet, so I need to.
So there'll be
just save the drafts rather than
14,000
publish.
people now going to Sandra Lemon-Neil.
Yeah, no, that's good. Thanks, Cullen, for that.
She will help. She will help, and you listen to her and do what she says. And she got so much patience. And don't forget that Hassan's YouTube video. You will find a lot of things. Any one of you here, you will find a lot of interesting things he's talking about, and so many organic sites where you can advertise free.
Yeah.
Advertise free.
Yeah.
And he guarantees. So even you, Anita and Steve, have a look. Even your pet grooming thing can go there.
Yeah, I did actually do a blog on why do cats scratch. I did an article on it because I've never blogged in my life. And I thought it's about time I did something so that I know what you guys are talking about when you do a blog. And I put my affiliate links into the products as well.
Yeah.
So I got that going. I didn't do much on SEO or anything getting it rated, but I found a blog group and I just threw it on there for free. And it actually drove quite a bit of traffic.
Yeah, and also he says, this Hassan says, he recommends 6 sites, which I got somewhere here. Anyway, you will find it. And he says, those websites are in Google watch list. So if those blogs get into those websites and those websites get brought up by Google Analytics for whatever they see there, you automatically, like somebody in a Trojan's horse, you get upgraded, and your blogs will come up. You don't have to, because Cullen, you're new. You'll take time to get ranked on Google or YouTube, but you go through this route. You are inside that horse. That horse is galloping away, and what happens to you? Your blogs are going to come up, and people are definitely going to click. The idea is to get the clicks. The minute the clicks start accelerating, you'll be shocked. What did I do? And that will generate traffic to your website.
Yeah.
That's how you explain. Yeah.
So that'd be good. Karen, do you do that then?
Yeah, Karen.
I put my blogs. I joined up with OnlyWire, and when I publish a blog, it automatically takes the blog from my website and it puts it out on a lot of other social media sites.
Yeah.
So there's a few that I do manually because I want to get the hashtags right, because it won't put hashtags in. But things like Medium is one. There's a lot of other ones, Instapaper and random other ones that I'd never even heard
of websites.
All up. And it posts my blog onto them, and I don't know if I get that much traffic. I don't really go on them enough to check them as much as I should, to be honest.
Because Hassan has about 3-4 sites, and all like 1.5 million, 450,000, 200,000 followers.
That sounds quite a good thing, though, that Google thing. So if you can get into that Google, is that off that H-Educate YouTube channel?
You just go into H-Educate, and then he will subscribe to him. It's free subscription, as you know. And then he will start sending you videos, and it's a plethora of videos. And then you choose, where am I? Oh, links, how to do links. Like my problem, just on links. Then how to write blogs. You think of it, he has it.
Yeah.
Might be worth a look at. I might go and look at myself.
Brilliant, brilliant.
And that's just going on YouTube, you say. Just put his name in there, and that's he comes up with that.
Yeah, like something you search for a film on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
It's keyword analysis. I put the keywords hashtag, or even mention Hassan, Hassan.
Let's go and find him.
Yeah, I'd like to have that information there.
Please carry on. I had to take this urgent call, if you don't mind.
Oh, go on, you. Yeah, thank you, Colin.
Probably Sandra.
Let's just get on there.
Go on, Terry. Give us a little bit, mate. What's your goals, buddy?
Are you still doing your Wim Hof?
Yeah.
We were talking about you yesterday. We got absolutely, we went for a walk and the heavens opened and it was the wind chill. It was so cold. And as we're trying to get home as fast as we can, Steve was like, can you believe Terry probably sits in ice water that's colder than this? I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, it's crazy. I went for a walk the other day. I've started doing walks in t-shirts and bare top now.
Oh no!
Oh, wow.
It's I love it. But it's
thanks for calling. Thank you. Give me half an hour. I'll email it to you.
Oh, it's just. Oh, he's all right. He's off.
So Terry, what are some of the benefits? Because I keep thinking about it. Since you last mentioned it on here, I've come across it so many times. Everybody's talking about it now.
Oh, there he is. Educate, yeah.
Okay.
See the videos. You choose what you like because.
Last month, I made around 644. This week, around 138.
That's all right. I'll answer when. I'll answer Karen in a minute.
Step by step.
Sorry, Karen.
It's okay, don't worry.
Gosh, there's loads there, isn't there? Yeah, you'd have to know what you're going to go and look at.
Yeah.
There you go. So we can find it.
So, there we go. Right, let's stop sharing now.
Good stuff.
When
Where are we at? Sorry.
When it comes down to websites, so what's that on the Accelerate one? That where it's a website generating tool that comes with it. They say on the Accelerate program. What is that? What's that? I forget the name of it. Neil, do you know about that? If you're in Accelerate, when it comes down to that website where it generates websites for you, what is that referring to? There's a tool in there that's a 3 years comes in with the Accelerate program. What is that then?
I'm not quite sure.
Convert
you're not talking about.
That's it. Convert. What was it? Convert.
Converttree. Yeah, you can buy that. Yeah, Converttree. You know, it gives you. Well, you can construct landing pages and thank you pages, and they're faster loading. I thought you meant about Accelerate with you getting the pre-made funnels, but that's something else. So top of that. So
what's Accelerate? I mean, already done for you, sort of thing, and you just that comes in with the Accelerate program, doesn't it?
No, it's not quite. Yeah, I mean, the Converttree is part of Accelerate if you buy it. I mean, there's training material in there, so you can learn how to use Converttree. You don't absolutely have to. So yeah, it just gives you. I've not used it yet, but I am going to be using it when I come to advertising. Because at the moment, I've got the mini site set up, you know, on the WordPress site. And the thank you page, it's all kind of there at the moment, but I have got Converttree, so I'm going to use it. I'm going, you know, because it's there to be used, and it gives you much faster loading speeds and whatnot. So more likely to get conversions.
Yeah, the top feeders, Laverne, all use Converttree. This is why SFM have included it in the packages now, because it is like the #1 tool for your funnel. Because it literally uploads in like a nanosecond, because people are so wanting everything quick these days. They're not prepared to sit and wait while a page loads onto their phone.
Okay.
They'll click off.
And they're trapped on your site as well, so they can't go searching other things. That's right.
Yeah. So when they land on Converttree, it's your own individual page. So if you were to guide them to, say, a YouTube video or something, if they went to look at the YouTube channel, then other things and other distractions would pop up and they can click away. Whereas when they land on your own Converttree page, they're kind of trapped on that page. They can't get distracted with other things. You can show them what you want of all your own stuff, rather than clicking off and go watching something else. It's a very, very good tool, very easy to use.
I think if you're going on YouTube, like Neil's going to shortly, a few others, you're going to need Converttree, definitely.
Yeah, it does look it does look easy to use. I mean, I've been on a couple of trainings.
Yeah.
And it's very flexible.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant.
Everything's easy to use when you know L. So you say, oh, that's easy. Yeah, when you know L. But when you don't, what am I doing here? What's going on here? So everything's easy until you know L.
It's easy for me, Laverne, because I just get Nita to do everything.
Well, exactly.
I have to say, it's one of the easier platforms. I mean, I am not a fan of WordPress at all, but Converttree is it is easy. It's just a case of drag a box, dump it. You can expand the box, you can change it to everything. It's all very clear and easy to do.
Fantastic.
I think it's a brilliant tool. Yeah, Terry uses it. You've got your website on it as well, haven't you?
Yeah, it's all on there now, really. Yeah, it is. It's fantastic when you get to it, guys. And it is easy. It is, and the what do you call it? The little information videos are very good too to learn.
And they're supported as well, isn't it? If you ever have to reach out to their support team for anything, they're very good at getting back to you as well.
So what's your plans, Terry? You're in your 3rd year now with SFM.
Oh no, don't rub it in, Steve. It's I don't know. I'm still, my hole is getting deeper and deeper, and I don't want to bring any negativity here. I just want to show my face and say hello to everybody there this morning. But it's things aren't good, and I don't know. And last night's news has made it even worse. So
get it off your chest, Terry, because I know obviously by
it's no point. I had a rant last time which showed my state of mind and with all the change, and I don't want to get into being fed up. Really, it's just you just got to go through it, and I'll come around it. Give it 2 or 3 weeks, and I'll be back up again. But
are you still broadcasting to your list? You still sending the odd broadcast?
Yeah. I'm going to do a webinar, I think, for next week, and just see if they want to just say hello for one for leads and one for members. I had an interesting, just a little thing, which was a little interesting thing yesterday. I had one of the members wanted to, Coolan sort of made me think about it with his, and this guy had started on his website, and I think he's skipping through the modules and he's not really involved in them. And he said, could you have another look at my website? So I had a look at it again yesterday, and on his landing page, he's got the contact thing at the bottom of his front page, which should be on the contact page. And I mentioned about this last time. And now all he's done and changed was on his front page, he changed the photograph. And then it says, there was a link and it said something, send for these free videos and change your life or something. And there was a link, blue link, which was just totally, anyway, I clicked it, and guess where it took you?
To you.
To me. And it was one of my convertory pages. It was one of my, I don't know how he'd done it, but he'd got one of my, the broadcasts we send out, and it takes them to, it was a video on YouTube, and it was an email, it was one of my convertory pages, and I saw this and I thought, that's my writing, that's my color, that's mine. Where's he got this from? So he'd linked it, and the videos didn't work, and the banner had gone, and I sort of, I must admit, I got a little tinge of anger came through me at the time when I saw it pre our meeting, and I thought, what the hell's he doing? So when he came on, I said, you've got to, what have you done here? What modules are you? And I thought, I don't know what, I just said, you've got to delete that and go back into, you need to be in module 5 and start following it. It's a bit, and I think he's just doing what he wants. And
reach out to him again and offer him, tell him how to get in touch with Sandra Lemon, because she is not publicised anywhere.
Right.
So send him to her, because she'll sort him out for sure after listening to what Coolan's been through and Howard's been through.
Sandra Lemon.
Tips and hints from her. Yeah,
just go through through Tribal, get a hold of her, or on his dashboard in the bubble.
Coolan said on your dashboard, on the support bubble, just say you need to reach out, you need to contact Coolan. You need to contact Sandra. Yeah.
God forbid.
Sandra Lemon. Push him to her and tell him why she can help him, because obviously if he can get that sorted quicker.
Yeah.
It's when people hit walls like that and they don't know what they're doing, that's when they'll step back and go, do you know what, I can't do it. It's not for me.
Exactly.
Offer him the help, because that's what you're here for, is to support him. So give him that help with Sandra Lemon, and then he should get through that, no problem.
Okay, I'll try that. I'll send it on. I sent him off, and he says he'll contact me in a week's time, and when he's cleared that and gone back into module 5 and done it properly, because it was all the connecting up of Aweber and all these. And if he's got that far wrong on the front page, he's going to go. And
it's a nightmare. Once you've done it, trying to unloop everything.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said. I tried to get across to him that once you if you don't get this right the first time, it's a nightmare to go backwards and unplug it all, and it's very difficult for me to correct it for you to help him.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good advice. That's handy with Coolan's thing there with Sandra, and pass it in before the damage gets. If she's good at that sort of thing.
Stop him now and say, go and speak to this woman. She'll really sort you out with everything techie on your website, on that web building.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, thank you.
You know yourself, when you hit a brick wall, if somebody could offer you some help, you're so grateful for them, aren't you, for spending a bit of time out of the day to help you.
And everything else will pass, Terry, like you've said. It's just going to go, isn't it? It's nice that you've showed up anyway. We appreciate that, Terry.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. It's just nice to see everybody, and it feels like you're connected again, doesn't it? But it is difficult because they cancelled that test again as you're bound to a gas. So that's 4 times now. That's a year's worth of waiting gone, and there's a 25-30 grand wage tag at the end of that, and it just keeps moving 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, and that's the lifeblood for my business, and I can't. Everything stopped. Yeah. And it just keeps pulling that rug.
Terry's trying to get through a driving test to become a driving instructor, and they keep putting this test back because of COVID.
It's 4 times they've cancelled it now, and it's and I'm beginning to think I got to rethink this. So and then back to square one. Where do you? So I don't know. We'll sort.
Did you do anything with selling your bits and bobs off that you had? Some of your.
I haven't done anything. No, I must admit, I've put that. I need a slap wrist for that. I've procrastinated with that. Everything's all sorted in the workshop, ready, and I started just before Christmas, but then I've left it over Christmas, and but I can pretty much do that without spending any money.
Well, focus on that for a bit then.
I'm going to do that now. They've locked us down again. There's not a lot else.
You might as well.
Yeah,
and it's a passion, isn't it, as well?
If I can get it back, it's. I think that's what's stopping me, because I got so in a mess with it before, and some negative, with all the stuff that happened with Bentley, and it's left a bit of a, I don't know what the word is, cloud over it, and thinking, do I want to go down all those avenues again? But just for a simple few pistons and a few little bits on Etsy to try it. A bit like your cat thing, isn't it?
Just keep it more light-hearted than it's a major business. Just try and keep it light-hearted, sell a few little bits, and see how it goes, and then take it from there.
I think so, and it's something to do. It gets you out of the house, and it'll be a bit working with my hands again and creative. It's nice. So but it'll come around. I don't know. It's just the frustration of listening to you guys all doing well, and now I'm slipping. I feel like I'm slipping back down the hill, and everyone.
Don't say that, Terry. I've got a careers interview today because I'm scared I'm going to lose my job because we've got less and less hours in the cafe. I've only got 10 people reading my blog, and I might not have any income in a couple of months. It's really scary.
It is. Yeah, it is.
So I've decided to try and just go for a career change. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm trying to use the skills I've learned in SFM to go into online marketing and just try to get in on the bottom rung.
Yeah.
I don't even care if it's administration or something. Just I need some stability with an income.
Yeah.
And it's really scary not knowing what's out in the future for you.
Yeah.
The immediate future.
It is, and what's also kind of adding to it is the decisions I made building up to get the SFM business running, and the marketing and the financial things I took for that. Unforeseen was the downfall of the COVID thing, and now that's coming to bite me in the ass because there's no income coming to fund those financial things I set up. So now I'm having to deal crisis management to tackle that stuff behind me, plus no income coming forward. I was on the phone yesterday to the bank organising having to make arrangements, which is then you're getting into credit check, all that's being damaged now. So it's turning to shit basically, and it's knowing which way to go to stop it getting worse. And this news last night was kind of you know, but then again, that's just me. There's, like you say, there's
I
tens of
just
thousands.
read a book that it can't help but uplift you, called The Salt Path. If you like,
I've read it. It's
have
brilliant.
you? Oh my
Yes.
God, isn't it? Like, it's about, I mean, they lost everything, this couple.
Yes, yes.
I don't know. They had a family. They had their income was from, I think, doing kind of Airbnb, renting out places in their farmhouse, and then they just lost everything. They were homeless, and they decided to walk the Southwest Coastal Path because they didn't know what else to do, and all they had was their tent and camping gear.
Yeah.
And he ended up writing a book about it.
Yeah. Very good.
Very
good.
ill as well, wasn't he?
He was very ill, yeah. And they were screwed over by a partner that they got into business with, and he'd had a clause in there that they didn't realize that they were that they should be responsible for all the financial responsibility for it. And the judge and the bloody court system favored for this slimy person and they lost their home, the house, the business, and everything. And it's all about the mindset, what she's going through, and the hate, and why could this be done? How could 20, 30 years of 40 years of friendship, wasn't it, Karen? And
yeah, and the unfairness of the whole situation.
Yeah, and they've got like 40 quid going in their account every 2 weeks for their dole, and one bag of chips was all they had left, and then they were working literally from a bag of chips to share a bag of chips till the next money comes in.
And then getting 25p packets of noodles.
Yes, yes.
It's like,
It's-
oh. So
it's very good.
when you read something like that, you think, look at how abundant we are, really.
Yeah. It can get a lot worse. But
that's what happened to Nita's dad. He lost his shipping business, very similar circumstances, when he went into partnership with his mate.
Yeah.
And he didn't know for years and years his mate was screwing him behind his back, and he lost the shipping business.
He lost he took everything
Took
and left
everything,
my dad
yeah.
accountable for everything. And we
Similar
ended up-
story.
Yeah, we lost the family home. Everything got took by the bank because my dad was then liable for all the debt. And it wasn't my dad, it was the partner who'd done it all.
That's why he went into the pub trade, because he never had a roof over the head, so they had to think up their feet and go, where can
That's
we live?
almost identical story to how this one started with the Salt Path. Then that they just got screwed over by a partner that they trusted. Yeah, it's a good read.
When you look back as a kid, you don't realise what your parents are going through.
Yeah.
Because everything stayed the same as the family.
Yeah.
I mean, there was cutbacks in various areas, but nothing that we picked up majorly. But if you think back now, I think, my God, I can remember people turning up saying, like, basically, you're out. This house is no longer yours. And I always remember Mum going, "No, it's all right. Everything's fine. You know, and we're sorted." And so there was no stress there as a kid.
Yeah.
And we ended up in the pub because obviously you got a roof over your head when you took a licensee on, and that's what my mum and dad that's where they'd met, working as barmaid and you know, behind the bar, and they went into that saying that's the only thing we can do now, having all this debt behind us. But as a kid, you don't take any of that pressure on. It's only as we become adults we're like, oh my God, we're melting under all this stress and pressure, and a lot of it's up here.
Yeah.
How we can deal with it. Yeah. That's why that book, I put that trilogy, well, actually, there's loads of them. Them Conversations with God books I put in our group. Oh my God, blew me away. And not for everyone. It's basically a bloke talking to a character, but the way
I'm listening as well, Nita. I'm listening.
The way it's put together, it's brilliant. And I love the God's voice talking back at him.
Well, and the woman.
Yeah,
too, male and
the
female.
two, yeah. I just love the way it's all been done. It's like you're just sitting in a room listening to someone having a chat, isn't it? But it's and some of the things they talk about, yes, yeah, definitely.
That's a good show. Yeah. Did it have a happy ending, Karen? That Salt.
It did, yeah. They basically because they've relaxed in the journey.
Yeah.
I mean, he with his health issues, his health improved fantastically. He had some kind of degenerative disorder, didn't he?
Yeah, I can't remember. Was it MS or something like that? Was it? I can't remember.
MS, but it was a similar kind of thing, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the end, it was all about looking for opportunities. And literally on the last day when they were finishing the walk, he decided to go back to university because then they would get the student grant, which would be able to pay for accommodation for them. and then a woman that they met in the cafe.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she wanted to rent out her very small apartment in the very same place where they were going to finish the walk. It's like serendipity.
Yeah, talk about serendipity. Apparently she's done another book. I'd like to see where that's, because then it was a bestseller, and I'd like to know how that came from that meeting in the cafe, and her sitting down and writing the book, and then that became.
You want to know like what happened next?
Yeah.
There'll probably be a film, no doubt, in a few years.
Maybe it would be a good film.
It'd be a great film.
Yeah.
It's amazing how narrow your mind gets when it happens to you.
Yeah.
I've had it happen to me twice, lost my home, myself, my wife, with 2 girls homeless at the time. And you go into that rut and you sit there. For me, it was 2 years before I thought, what the hell am I doing? Yes, I've lost everything. It's a great time to start again. Yeah. Which is exactly what I did. And
but nothing to lose.
I made mistakes on the way. I did build it back up, and I got to a point where I was running my own transport company. And I lost out there because A, I broke my back, and B, I got conned again. I ended up 57 grand in debt, and well, you couldn't do anything. I went for bankruptcy and couldn't even do that. So I was stuck with £57,000 worth of debt. They all went to court. You just claw yourself back up, but you sit there in a rut for a good year or so.
You start to beat yourself up, don't you? And why
your brain has to tell you, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
And you just
nothing to lose at that
confidence, because you lose a lot of confidence, don't you?
You lose a lot of confidence in people. I mean, twice I was conned. This is what happened. I mean, yes, the second time I had broken my back, but I still had a company that was running and legit. But I lost out because it all started with one of my drivers. He lost £50,000 worth of computers to a delivery to London Weekend Television. You know, it was amazing because he delivered to an alleyway in central London instead of the actual London Weekend Television studios. And you got to think, well, yeah, there's something fishy about that. That was fine. It was insured. But of course, the rumour went round to all the rest of my customers, and within a matter of weeks, I was down to 3 customers.
Yeah.
And you can't run a business that's got such a high turnover on 3 customers.
No.
So it was very quick, very short-lived on that respect. But you climb back up. Your mind gets to a point where, as Karen said, you've got nothing to lose at that point, and your mind just opens wide. So I went back to the building, and I just thought, well, I'm not going to take anyone. I'll do all my own work. But it is surprising how you cope in those situations.
Adversity, isn't it? Adversity.
You start off going into survival mode.
Yeah.
You know, and you've got no choice but to think straight. Then you get yourself safe, and at that point, you're going to have about a year of woe is me. You know,
just getting going again.
Yeah, before your brain goes, oh.
There's a niche.
Back on the road,
There's a niche you could be building there.
It's a very deep niche, that one.
No. Yeah, but you say that, but you know, just that information, that valuable information. I'm listening. I'm not being, but just that valuable information that you're sharing there is very valuable to somebody.
Yeah.
You put that on a little Word document. Somebody presses a button for 90/20, and there's a series. That's very valuable for people. So don't ever underestimate that. That is very powerful.
That'll go on the back burner for me.
No. What I'm saying is, but sharing experience with others. Somebody says to me years ago, they says, yeah, but they says people get caught up, I don't want to share that. I don't want to. Yeah, but that is valuable for somebody because somebody is going to experience that at some time in their life. Now, if you'll give them something, or if you'll put something there and say, look, this is how I stepped through this. That is talk about a lead generator.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, but you're going to. Everything from adversity, people want to avoid pain and gain pleasure. They're the 2 things. That's all it is. Avoid pain, gain pleasure. If you can fill one of those, so everything we do in life as humans is to avoid pain and gain pleasure. Everything we do. If you work at that, now you cracked it.
Yeah,
that is valuable for somebody.
Yeah. Can I just say a valuable resource which I came across on Sunday? I was wanting to do Gavin McLean. Is it McLean, his surname?
Yeah.
He does the Sunday
supplement.
Yeah. But I couldn't, I don't think he did it last Sunday, but so I was looking back through old ones that he'd done, and he's got one that's called Self-Talk from last January. So I watched that, and he's got a lot of valuable information in there. It's quite a good watch for anybody that wants to build their positive self-talk up. Yeah.
He's asked us to do a testimonial, would you believe? And we've still got to do it yet.
We've got to do it yet.
You've actually reminded me, Karen, that we've got to do that.
He's the guy that was on one of these webinars, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's good, Gavin. He's a good lad.
He's setting up a coaching business now, like full time, Karen. So,
so he's got his affiliate business, but he struggled with his affiliate because school didn't like it and made him shut it down. Otherwise, he would lose his teaching job because it was a conflict of interest, they said. So he's supply teaching, so he's mad busy doing his supply teaching, but he wants to now be like a coach of coaches. So he's been doing all his learning within SFM. He's then gone and got qualified in his coaching certificates and things. And he's now just about to get that new business up and running as well. But for him, he wanted to bring his confidence up. So he does those weekly in focus calls on a Sunday morning where he picks a word and talks about it. And he has more or less, there's a similar weekly group of community members, if you like, SFM community members, all sit in on the panel with him, just sharing their opinions on what they talk about on the subject. And it's a lovely little group to get involved with. But you see, Steve and him, just the banter between the two of them, you don't get a word in edgeways when the pair of them get together. So I just leave them to it.
But he was saying how much he was struggling with, trying to be perfect all the time and really overly criticizing himself, much more than he ever did with other people, probably.
Yeah.
And just the they were talking about the battle and how to overcome that, and some tools and things that you can use to do that.
Yeah, it's very good. He's very good on the whole mindset thing as well. And Jill, of course, you see, you've got Jill you can always go to if anyone's got struggles with, reach out to Jill Humphreys.
Yeah, she's been on as well.
She's another, she's a lovely lady, full of so much wisdom.
Is there anyone we can pull out that you guys would need, and the people on the recording watching? I know they can't talk to me at the moment, so you'll have to represent, live your life to the full. Is there anyone you actually want or desire, or not want, but maybe need in your business?
No.
Well, I think all those people you spoke about, websites to me are not, I don't like them. Like,
yeah.
Thinking about it, I think, no, I'd rather outsource to somebody or do something, but yes, learn the basic stuff, what you need, but then outsource. There's a lot of things I think we get caught up in. Oh, I've got to learn. No, you haven't. I got caught up in loads of things over the years. Oh, I've got to learn. No, you haven't, because it's very easy and cost effective to get somebody to do it for you.
Yeah.
Then just do what you're good at. Concentrate on what you're good at. Outsource to somebody. Fiverr.com and these places, there's resources out there where you can use people with expertise to get them to do it for you, because you can get caught up in, I've got to learn this, I've got to do this perfect, I've got to do that. No, you haven't.
Yeah.
Do what you love and love what you do and get paid for it. What you do, get other people to do it for you.
That's why we recommend Sandra Laverne, because I'll
be talking to her, trust me.
I hate WordPress and I hate the websites type of stuff. Convertune, fine with Aweber, all the other stuff. All right, Terry, we're going to wrap up in a couple of minutes anyway.
See you soon. See you next time.
See you next week.
Terry.
As long as you know where to send people for the guidance they need, then that's it. It's like when Dan's got so much stuff in his Scrap the 9 to 5, so many trainings. I was going to film a lot of the trainings myself for our group, and I was like, it's silly because I'm just replicating what he's already done. So I'll just guide our people across to his group. Oh, front door. I'll just guide our cat. I've got a cat arrived, I've just remembered. Is it 11 o'clock?
11:45.
Oh, 11:45? Yeah, 11:30. She was due. Right, okay, I'll have to wrap up. Yes, so I've got a cat who's come to have his claws cut from down the road.
Isn't it? Like you're saying, outsource. We spend too much time. I've done it myself. I've got to learn this. I've got to know this. No, I haven't, because website technical stuff actually depresses me, because I've had an experience years ago and I thought, you know what? It actually drains me, and I think I can't be dealing.
Yeah.
So to outsource certain stuff in the long, it's very cost effective.
Yeah.
Somebody to do it for you.
Much better. Much easier as well. And you don't have to be the expert in everything then, because your brain wouldn't take it anyway. focus on what you like to do and what you're good at. Yeah. Right, guys, I'm going to have to wrap up. That's been a long call this morning.
It's been waiting a while, haven't we?
2.25 hours.
Learned a lot.
Wow.
But at least, you know, we've had some good shares there, I think. I think we've all benefited from that and sharing some of the mindset people are going through as well and the things with the website. Yeah,
Cooling's been my star for the day. What he's
quite a lot of stuff there.
Cooling's been my star. Well done too, Cooling.
We've just got to get you
it's
learning.
about helping each other. That's what SFM is all about.
I'll be in touch with you, Cooling. Don't worry about that.
No problem. Anytime. I'm retired. I got 24/7. Well, I sleep 8 hours, so you got only 16 hours to catch me.
I think you've got a little accountability already going here with Neil, Laverne, Coolan, and Sophie, and it's all just grouped together.
Yeah, we all are in one group, one bubble. That's the name now. Bubble.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh no. Hi guys.
Thank you.
All right.
See everyone.
See you
When's the next call?
Bye.
When's the next call?
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.